Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner, Classic Known Classics. This is episode number 1648 and Doubleshot number 1542. This one, still Valiant, but this time it's two straight miniseries. Like last one was one miniseries, and the first one an ongoing series. This is the sequel to the original Divinity series, Divinity II. This is all about like rewriting history. There's guest appearances book by Ninjak himself, obviously. Even the book is not. Yeah, the book is written by Matt now. Of course it is. X-Men of War is here. Trying to think. I think Live Wire's here too. Mostly it's about a female cosmonaut, and the whole thing about this one you've read history, the fact they were supposedly superheroes, but the Ashley from the previous book comes back here and fixes everything. But, like in the case of the first book, it is beautiful. I love it. It's done by Trevor Hairside. Yep, he does all 4 issues of this thing. That's the gorgeous cover art here. Here is the interior. The artwork's actually pretty good. I mean, I like the fact that, like in the case of the first book, we get a chance to explore this particular cosmonaut's backstory. And it's also kind of implied that her and the first cosmonaut had a thing for each other. It's implied there was some romantic tension between the two of them. But it doesn't go anywhere. But pure fun of book, like in the case of Rapture. I love Valiant miniseries. Give the book a 9 out of 10. Next up it is Mambo. And yes, it's written by Colin Bunn. Just like the Herd Shadow Man series is. Yep. Now, they do kind of delve into exactly why. Now, apparently, Mambo has been the same age, parents the same age since like the 70s. And it's due to magic. Yep. Now, this book does have the initial 4-issue miniseries of Mambo plus her issue 0, which explores her backstory. Now, despite the fact Colin Bunn does do the artwork here, the writing, excuse me, he does with Peter Mulligan, who was the second writer of the original volume of Valiant version of Punk Mambo. Yes. Now, my only guess is the reason why they had Peter Mulligan co-write this series, and this is my personal theory, because he was one of the creators. Yep. That's the only reason why he co-wrote this book. Well, actually, he's listed as co-writer, despite the fact he didn't write this series. He probably is listed as a consultant, because, well, he did create Punk Mambo. Her real name is Victoria Crevice Trot. Yeah, and I haven't delved into her first appearance yet, which I will eventually do that. Well, eventually, of course. Yeah, it's weird, though, when she made her first appearance, she made toward the end of the original Shadow Man series. This is mostly an adventure for her in London. That's what this miniseries is. And yes, I gotta admit, Punk Mambo's hot. She's a very beautiful woman. And yeah, definitely Colin Bunn is definitely a good choice. Just her at one point in the book, basically you see her look like she's sort of aging a bit due to some kind of spell, and then apparently after punching a mirror she returns herself back normal. Yeah, she also gets herself a love interest in here. Yeah, Punk Mambo gets a love interest. Yeah, I think that it was implied she had a thing for Shadow Man, but it never went anywhere at all. Yes. But I like Punk Mambo. Great character. As soon as I saw this when I was in New York, I really wanted to get this. This actually was a book I got at Midtown Comics. Because as soon as I saw this book, I had to get it because Punk Mambo, honestly, she's one of my favorite female characters from Valiant. Along with Faith and Livewire. Oddly enough, only a miniseries from her. I'm like, really? Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird for Punk Mambo. Where, like, an absolute great character like Faith thinking an ongoing series, Livewire had one, but not Punk Mambo. For some reason. Not really sure why. I think because some people might perceive her as sort of the Valiant version of John Constantine. Well, the only connections they have to each other is the fact they're both British. They both are very much loudmouth jerks in somewhat shape or form, somewhat anyways. But Punk Mambo is a bit toned down from her jerkiness compared to John Constantine, who's basically notorious for being a jerk to people. Punk Mambo is usually kind of like that, but not really. But like I said, the only connection they have, in fact, they're British, and she's from London. John Constantine's from Newcastle. Yep. And she doesn't do exorcisms. She does battle demons per se, but she doesn't do exorcisms. Not that obscene, no. But it's a good cult character. I like this book. I give this book a 9.5 out of 10. Yep. Aside from the fact that, well, like, here's Punk Mambo under the artwork. And, yeah, it's actually pretty good. Yeah. Sometimes basically they draw her where her shirt does cover her belly. Yes. I have met one writer, Tony Bedard. He's never been a big fan of the midriff. Yes, he was not a big fan when Supergirl had it. Yeah, that's what Tony Bedard told me. You almost can basically picture this, though, is that, yeah, this character's from Shadow Man, and it feels like a Shadow Man story, just with Punk Mambo instead, but based in London. I'm like, okay, that's actually quite interesting. I like it. I read this when it came out, of course. Yep, this came out, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, I think it was. Came out roughly 2 years ago. Yeah, when this book ended, I was kind of surprised. I did not initially know it was a miniseries. That's one thing I don't like about Valiant. Whenever they launch these series, I don't know if they're ongoing or mini. So, with Punk Mambo, despite the fact I believe this is only 4 issues plus the issue 0. Actually, it's 5 issues. Yeah, I initially thought this was going to be a little bit longer, given the fact she's quite interesting of a character. But nope. Only 5 issues. Plus issue 0 was actually published years before this one. Let's see. Issue 0 was published in 2014. Issue 1 was published 2 years ago. Now, Peter Milligan, my guess is the reason why he's credited for this book, because he wrote her origin story. But her ongoing her mini series, yeah, that was done by somebody else. It's interesting though. They do this for her like just after her appearance in. Like, she's popped up various other books since then. I mean, she still technically appears. She appeared in books like Bloodshed Salvation, Book of Dead, which actually was really good. Well, she did, of course, return to the most recent one for Shadow Man. Yeah, she appeared in issue 3, which makes sense because that's where she debuted. Dr. Tomorrow, which that was a weird series. Ninja K, appeared in Ninja Jack. I mean, she's appeared everywhere. And I think her most recent appearance to date was actually pop up in Shadow Man. Yes. What book seems a bit surprising she showed up in was Wrath Eternal War. I thought it was a flashback, so you can't exactly count that one. Yes. But yeah, that's it, particular review. Yes, and you're probably thinking, wow, you're breezing through these ones pretty quickly because, well, I want people to check these books out because, well, I like them. Just check them out. See how you feel about them. My mom, when she saw the artwork for this book, was like, She thought the artwork was disgusting, this book. But I like it. Yes. She didn't have a problem with the name Punk Mambo. She didn't like the artwork. No, seriously, she did not like the artwork of this book. That's the honest truth of my mom. Yep. Alright. So, two more trades, and that's gonna be it for time for videos, okay? Next video.